Hi, now we are going to learn about how to read research article. So the only way to communicate the science is through a research paper or through any research publications. Okay, so the recent research work has been done by various researchers in any part of the country or any part of the world. So what are the research work they are doing? The only way to share our only way to go through is we have to read their literatures. Okay, so to understand what have done by others, what will be done by others, what not done by others, and what you can do among others. Okay, so so that's all about reading a research article. And to learn the methodology, when you read, like for example 30-40 literatures, if you are reading, you can know what methodology each literatures we have been gone through, what type of methodology they have used, all you can learn. That is the main reason we are reading a literature. Some of the structures of a literature, not literature, is a technical. Paper is title, author name, designation, institute name, place, corresponding author email ID, abstract, introduction, methods, result, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement, reference. So these some small changes will be there, depends upon the discipline. Okay. And step one will be check the author details. National. Normally, I used to do this. There from which national? Mainly why? Because, for example, Indian national professors. Why I used to choose is some facility may not be available in my lab, so easily I can contact their PhD scholar or their faculty, the professor, and I can ask get some permission to work in their lab. Such details I can do easily. But in abroad, it is not as easier. Okay, even due to this current situation, it is quite uh, difficult even more. And another one thing, the publication date. So see, reputed journals, they take how much day to publish. For example, the article will be received some years back, like 1 year ago, and 1 year after it will be getting accepted, or 8 months or 9 months it will take. The peer-reviewed journal. Okay, so it depends upon whether it's a peer-reviewed journal or a non-peer-reviewed. Whatever we are giving there, just some journals are there. They will accept no formatting, nothing will be there. Whatever you give, they will accept it. So whether that is such type of journal or not, whether they are reputed publishers, okay, and we will be checking the title whether that is relevant to our research work or not. Then how many months they are accepting, as well as the if it is rejecting, we will be not able to know. But if it is accepted, we can find the information. So in step 2, check the keywords. Below the abstract there will be keywords. Check whether that is relevant to your work and go through the article fully, each headings. Okay, each headings whether that is relevant. Sometimes the whole article, most of the things may not be helpful for our research work, but a single heading that may be helpful for your research work. Okay, so such a way some articles will be there. So go through all the headings and go through all the figures and tables. So suddenly, for example, regarding sedimentation, I had a chance to do some research. So when I was going through various literatures, so regarding sedimentation, what are all the graphs they have been plotted? That alone I have gone through various number of articles. So what is the x-axis they have been choose? What is the y-axis they have been choose? So which equipment they are used for the test and how they are calculating, which formula they are using. So when you go through this number of articles, when you are reading, see before reading just this kind of glimpse you have to just you have to go through this sort of thing. Then underline the unknown words. Underline the unknown words and learn it, and every sentences also, and read the abstract. See, after going through the first step 1 and step 2, first start reading the abstract. So while reading abstract, the first sentences will be the summary or the background of the research work, and the next will be the objective, the third will be the methodology and the results, as well as the conclusion. So next step will be read the last paragraph of the introduction part. So there you can find what is the main study they are going to do. At the same time, go through few references, cited reference. Okay, so what other researchers were doing. In the step 5, read the conclusion. After the abstract, try to go through the read the conclusion, and with figures, tables, plotted graph. See, in conclusion, we cannot find these figure tables and plotted graph, but For example, in conclusion, there will be value 40 percentage of increment or reduction, certain things, some values may be there. So how this 40 percentage came, it came from some figures or some tables or some plotted graph. We have been taken this value, how it has been interpreted, so that you have to go through while reading and understand and take notes. See, for example, for a literature review, if you are reading some 60 or 70 articles, you will be not reading the same 60 articles again every month or every year, or it will not happen again. So once you read from the first to the last, take understand each and everything and take notes properly, okay, so that it will be helpful throughout your career. And go through the methodology what they have adopted. So every researcher, they will be choosing various methodology, how they have been adopting, and what is the conclusion, how they have been concluded. All you have to go through and check what type of research they are doing, like analytical or experimental or numerical or survey, and what type of research they have been going through. Some literatures, it will be a combination of experimental and numerical, or experimental and analytical, it will be like that. And what is the material and methods they have been chosen, and what is the facilities they have in their laboratory. And sometimes some, for example, some institute, they have published high quality articles, but some testing, like some XRD, EDAX, some certain things may not be available in their institute. So they will be in the acknowledgement, you can find in this center or this university, they have been done certain characterization, okay. And finally, choose the base paper for your research work. When you read nearly 60 or 70 literature review literature articles, so you should take some base paper for your research work. So the first paper when you are writing will be little bit tougher, okay, but the rest will be much easier. The first will be little bit for matching that tougher the first job. So you need some base paper. You need some base paper which is already published work, that is relevant to your research work, much relevant to your research work. That paper, it may be one or two or three. That paper you have to collect and you have to keep it separately, okay, for the first article. Then rest automatically will be what are the work you are doing next, it will be quite easier, okay. Choose the PhD thesis also as a base thesis. You can find a website named Shodh Ganga, so you can find all the Indian thesis over there, PhD thesis. So you can sometimes it may be so recently I know one scholar, they have been their parents were been working in in one industry, so they want to do some research research in a construction industry, okay. So one thing I found out is in Shodh Ganga, similar industry like mining industry, like hotel industry, and various other industry, the research work has been done earlier, okay. But for construction industry, nobody have done certain works in their research gaps. So I was suggesting them in construction industry. You cannot find any thesis. Also, I am not able to find even articles. Also, I was not able to find. So you can choose this topic. So, but see the concept, the work, the employer or the surveys or whatever they are going to take, that is much more similar. But the industry is totally different, okay. Industry, the material which we are using is different. So construction, we use various material. The labors will be skilled, labors will be there, engineers will be there, unskilled labors will be there. So it depends. So in depth, when we are going, we will be having more number of data, a lot of things will be there, okay. But such a way, I have been asking them to select a base PhD thesis for their research work, okay. So now they have a basic idea that okay, this is how we are going to do, this much chapters is needed, so this is how the literature. So even though they have been doing their PhD work in the starting, but they start writing the literature review chapter. It's not like after completing your all work you have to start writing a literature. It's not like that. Parallelly, when you are free, you can do certain works, okay. So read as many literatures in your research area, in your expertise field, you can go through. And these reading habits not only helpful to learn knowledge from other literatures, also it will be helpful to, if you are future, if you are a reviewer or an editor, you will be interested to read many number of articles. Now this reading the research paper is mainly the published article, but this habit, when you are increasing, automatically you can write more number of good articles, At the same time, you can be review the articles which is not published. Such articles you can read and you can get more knowledge. Thank you.